what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. So in recruiting news, how about this? And I'm not really, okay, so I'm going to tell you about a player and what happened over the weekend. And the player's good and that matters and everything. But the fact that it happened and what it speaks to is the more interesting piece of this conversation. So Ellis McGaskin, the 2027 number one ranked linebacker in the country, which 2027 feels far away, but, you know, it's a couple of years, right? So you got to start laying the track. 2027 number one ranked linebackers from Mobile, Alabama. He was in Tiger Stadium on Saturday. And this is where it gets crazy. So LSU beats Ole Miss. He's there. You know, they rush the field, all that sort of stuff. Blake Baker on the field after the game offers him a scholarship officially. You know, obviously they knew they liked him. But again, appreciate what I'm saying here. It's not about, oh, wow, it's not about this. That's a cool moment for maybe a player that could be really good in the future, right? Number one linebacker. You think he's the number two player in the state of Alabama for that year. He said he always has loved watching LSU growing up. Here he is in Death Valley at night in one of the most unbelievable settings you could imagine. He gets to experience that. Then he gets offered on the field. Like, that's going to be very good for him making a college decision. But what I'm more getting at is the absurdity and the insanity and the commitment of college football coaches. Here Blake Baker is, just put together one of the game plans of his lives, shut down an Ole Miss offense that was absolutely dominating, despite the fact that I believe that Ole Miss did have a talent advantage against you in that matchup. Blake Baker creates a win that will resonate in Tiger Stadium in every fan's mind that was there for years and years. Probably one of the most special moments of his career, and yet he still finds the time to go offer a 2027 linebacker right there on the field, timing it perfectly, taking advantage of the situation. That's pretty wild, man. That's pretty wild to me. And it goes back to, I talked to Dan Lanning in the offseason, and it was right after Dan Lanning did the video where was he going to go to Alabama? And then he has like the I'm staying video that they released. He kind of let the rumors build for a little bit. And I talked to him about it, and just everything's intentional. And everything is about recruiting 24/7 in this business. And that's why a lot of people don't make it in this business. That's why I would never want to ever do this business. Because that is a grind that literally never ends. Like, we all feel some measure of this, right? You all know that there's something more you could be doing. And I think that's kind of an American trait as well. We live in a very workaholic culture. And so it's like anytime you're maybe just sitting there relaxing or not doing something, you're like, God, I could be checking email right now. I could be responding to that person. I could be making headway on tomorrow's show. I could be like, we can all appreciate that. But with a lot of us, maybe the job is a little more low stakes, maybe a little less performative. You're not being judged as harshly. Maybe you're paid less, so you're a little less motivated. But either way, with recruiting, it's one of those deals where the great ones, the ones who make it, they are pretty much doing everything they can 24/7, you know. And they're probably feeling that guilt the hardest when they're actually just sitting back and enjoying some time to just let their brain wander and not think about having to text teams. But shout out Blake Baker. Heady play, taking advantage of that stadium and that environment to maybe get him a linebacker to coach 3 years down the road, right? Like, that's the crazy part about this. He is doing that all the way down the road. It never ends. ABC. Always be Cruden. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.